Hello everyone and welcome to the final of England Korfball Championship 2024. It's the big one. My name's Tom Brady. I'm here with Jess Davies. We're here to see the old clash, Trojans versus BEC. But Jess, for the first time in many years, it's BEC that are the champions and now Trojans must play the role of challengers. Hey, what's going to happen, Jess? Talk us through how you're seeing it.
If it was that easy, Tom.
Well, look, we could all go home right now, but people have paid good money to come and sit in these seats, and it's packed down in front of us, and they're already fired up after a couple of great games, but this is going to be a classic, I think.
Oh, for sure. No doubt about it. I mean, this game has, I think, how many years have we had this as the final now? I mean, it's too many to count. But like you say, Trojans, 13-time champions. BEC, champions for the first time last year. It went down to golden goal. This game so many times has only ever been separated by one goal between these two teams. It promises to be a really, really exciting final.
So many great players. Let's mention him up front. Dave Brooks, captain and talisman of Trojans. In his last game, retiring after today. But we'll talk a little bit more about him as we go on. Who else are you looking out for, Jess? Let's say Trojans first. There's so many great players to choose from.
I mean, yeah, the whole team. You can literally, spout lyrical about every single player. I mean, Neela Brennan, for me, she's an inspiration. I mean, she's just come back from having twins. To see her on the pitch, to see her coaching earlier. I mean, she's doing it all. She's doing absolutely everything. There's no stopping her.
No, look, and she's such a great player. Never been the fastest, so I don't think this is going to bother her too more. Let's see where the matchup goes in terms of who plays against her, because she's going to get goals and she's going to get assists. Not much BEC can do about that. Can BEC score more? Who are you fancying in the BEC team to come away with the honours today as their top scorer? Well,
that's tricky. I mean, Rachel Turner had a fantastic game in the final last year. She's always been a goal scorer, a really good player. I think she could come up big, depending on whoever she's matched up against. Joe Bedford, definitely a goal scorer. Blake's, I think, not been as prolific as he has been in past years. So I'd love to see him having a big game. And you can never put it past Dav. Everybody loves to see Dav scoring goals. So, I mean...
Okay, and let's finish the list. Look, Kenzie Baldock, incredible collecting power. The only girl in the league that can play 3-1 and distribute from there. Shannon Jones, number 22, wonderful attacking. Ashley Warder, love her style, great vision, great attacking power. That's an incredible BEC team. They're playing fast, Korfball, they're moving the ball well. It's going to be a challenge for Trojans. Trojans still getting a little bit older, but they're not too old. Because they're clever, Jess, aren't they? And they play beautiful Korfball.
The Korfball mind on each of those individual players, I mean, on everyone on the pitch, but particularly those Trojans players, means that regardless of what's happened in the league, regardless of what's happened abroad when they've played in the Champions League, both these teams, you still cannot count Trojans out.
And there's no secrets between these teams. They both won one in each in the season coming up. Trojans won a low-scoring one, and BEC won quite handsomely in the second game of the series between them. And it's going to be Neela Brennan bringing it into George Fitzgerald. The other player, the boy down there, is Don Brooks. Oh, the beautiful ball over to Brooks. Brooks gets the first shot.
So interestingly, the girl matchups, we have got the two Turner sisters down the same end, but they're not marking up against each other to start with anyway, certainly. Rachel's taking the job of marking up against Neela Brennan, while Ashley Warner is going to play against Amy Turner.
And Amy Turner, first decent shot, went close, got collected, and Marcus Ty comes in and gets a collection. Okay, so Joe Bedford, easy interception with David Brooks. We'll talk you through that attack when they finally do regain the ball. Let's look at the matchup. So yeah, Neela Brennan, oh, nice, beautiful turning shot. And it breaks down. A little bit of a slow start from both teams. Okay, so there's Bedford, Shannon Jones, into Kenzie Baldock, out to Davish Patel. Nice, smooth, flowing style that they've got. Joe Bedford is going to try and bully Tony Woodvine at the post. Kenzie Baldock turns and just was a little bit off balance, but she has got a free pass given by our referee Chris West today, and he's working with Steve Jones. Two great experienced referees. Joe Bedford didn't quite get hold of it.
I think Joe's expecting Dave to come out at him and he just didn't, so he was surprised that he was free to take the shot.
They know each other so well, all these players, and so the psychological factor of of maybe changing something is going to make a bit of a difference. Ashley Warner getting in the action, easy interception. Bedford, high feed. No, fantastic drive. Well, the result looked good once Shannon Jones got round, but the referee called it cutting.
The matchups down this end, the end that just had the ball, it's like for like. I mean, it's player for player. It's going to be so interesting down that end.
Dominic Brooks, oh, beautiful shot. He's got skitters across the top of the Korf, and the referee's just clamping down early on any untowards advantage that other teams are going to take. Nice setup. Davish Patel gets the ball low, manages to pull it up into a decent shot, but that's a good recovery from Trojans.
Fitzgerald turning down the shot off the back. I thought he might take that one, but sensibly turning it down.
And Fitzgerald holds a nice strong position. Neela Brennan pulls a player onto her and continues on and drives again. Ashley Warner taking a great line, and Turner taking like a good shot off the back, and Marcus Tye just a little bit too clever and too strong for George Fitzgerald at the post.
How Turner was able to even get that shot away, I've no idea.
Shannon Jones attacking on Hannah Lowell.
Lowell.
It's out to Dave Brooks. Easy at the back. Scrappy start.
Yeah. I mean, that was always going to happen. I think both teams, know the importance of this game. They know each other so well. They were always going to be edgy. It was always going to. It could go one or two ways. I mean, that's obvious. But this is either going to be really, really close throughout and be really probably quite low scoring, or both teams are just going to trade goal for goal for goal for goal for goal.
Oh, fantastic drive from Neela Brennan. Drew the penalty already given. She scores a tricksy little shot with the two-handed running in shot to give Trojans first blood.
Neela Brennan from the free pass line. High percentage conversion rate for her.
Coming back from Fitzgerald, who didn't quite get hold of it, and the referee's just called an encroachment there. Are the girls double teaming?
Yeah, it's brave to leave Amy Turner so free off, just so close off the back of the post.
And Don Brooks this time can't quite get the handle of it, and Turner takes a nice two-footed shot that she's got. Smooth, efficient runner around the block. It's going to be Don Brooks pulling out Blake Palferman. Can't quite make anything out of it there, but he does retain position as Amy Turner drives down. Neela Brennan looking quite frisky, but she can't hold on to it.
Great defence from Rachel Turner on Neela Brennan. She's really not giving her any room whatsoever.
And Trojan choosing just to mess with Becca a little bit on the way out. Patel goes in with under the cautious eye and the cautious arm of Dave Brooks. Wonderful drive from Shannon Jones. And Hannah Lowell just looking at the ref, didn't think she did anything wrong, but I thought Jones had got the line there. Shannon Jones levels it up. Now we get a chance to have a look at these other two attacks. And Tony Woodvine, who retired last year, but with the injury of Sam Brooks, who unfortunately is on the bench with an Achilles injury, brought back in to his own, to partner his own mate. Dave Brooks is at the post. Hannah Lowell there, and then there's Heather Afolabi.
He's looking pretty trim, is Tony.
He's
been working hard.
Very trim. But Davish Patel is not going to give him any space. And Dave Brooks squeezes a shot up against Joe Bedford. Let's get the second one. Well, he's had to force it under shot clock pressure. Did he get there in time? Yes, he did. Nice ball from Heather Afolabi. Now she gets it back from Dave Brooks, who goes and offers himself in feed, and it bounces fortunately for him.
Interesting that I think typically they'll play Brooks, Woodvine, Lowell, or Goodridge as she was, and Brennan together. It's interesting that they've switched Brennan to the other end and put Afolabi down this end. I think that will be interesting to see how that works out. I'm assuming they want to utilise Brennan's goals down the other end.
And there's Afolabi reading Dave Brooks at the free pass, not going out, coming back in, scoring a nice little one. So it's Marcus Tye, Ashley Warner, Rachel Turner breezes round Neela Brennan. And Neela Brennan having a word with George Fitzgerald going, where were you, George? Look at this one, I need you.
Yeah.
They can't leave Neela Brennan exposed like that again.
Rachel Turner loves the big occasion, always going to be fired up.
Oh, that's wonderful from Amy Turner out to Neela Brennan. And yeah, okay, close call with the defended. Rachel Turner celebrating that with her team.
As she should. I mean, to get a defended call against Neela Brennan, I mean, that's hard going.
I don't know if Dave Brooks has gone rebound on Davish Patel, but he's posting up in the front, and Kenzie Baldock, like I say, the best collecting girl in the league, takes up the position, but it's going to be Bedford from the free pass line. Going to use Patel.
You say that, but if anyone's going to give her a run for her money under the post, it's going to be Heather Afolabi. She's
yes.
a really clever player around that post area, so I love seeing those two play against each other.
And Joe Bedford drops one down.
Gives it the fist pump, the classic Joe Bedford fist bump.
Oh, he plays on adrenaline, as do all these players, but Joe Bedford, when he's fired up, he's a dangerous player to come up against. Hanging on the halfway line, he wants the ball. He takes Tony Woodvine into the post. Jones has to just recover from the pass, and Patel will shoot that.
High shot from Davish Patel.
And so he called Joe Bedford for a travel there. Okay, just staying out of the post. Even like Dom Brooks doesn't look committed to his post position against Blake Palford, but now Neela Brennan is there. She'll control it and direct it to Dom Brooks against Palford in the air. What great moves from Brooks.
Well held by Brooks, but just lost all composure once he'd done all the hard work. And again, like I said, like for like, I mean, Jones versus Lowell, speed for speed. That's going to be really interesting to see how I mean, defensively, they're so strong as well. So how they're going to score goals against each other, I've no idea.
And not a great attack from Trojans.
Which isn't something that you say very often.
No, so Bedford on the outside. I think Brooks is at least flirting with rebound defence against Patel, making him a little bit uncertain of his position, and it's worked.
Looking to get the girls attacking on the outside.
And Brennan was just patient, but they're not really finding each other. Neither team playing their best korfball at the moment. Baldock just waits, but nothing at the post. Now Bedford goes there, and Patel tries to manufacture something of a pass, and Shannon Jones steps up and shoots. Beck shooting 33% off 9 shots, and Trojans only 17% off 12. Bedford working on Woodvine. He's beat him all ends up. Wow, we don't have to see Tony Woodvine beat him like that, and Bedford just looking so powerful going forward. Couldn't quite finish. Don Brooks.
Having to rush his shot slightly, but that's not surprising when he's playing against the long arms of Blake Palfreyman.
And Neela Brennan trying to post up, and Palfreyman coming in and cutting it off. And Baldock is just getting front defended by Afolabi, and doesn't look like she's in a comfortable position there. Joe Bedford, oh, look at that. One-man goal, really. There wasn't much happening. It was a scrappy move. Finds himself just a little bit of the space and drops down his second goal.
Yeah, it's a typical Joe Bedford shot. Go to a corner, lean back onto that one leg, stretch up and slots it in.
Woodvine, I think it's his first shot, and it's a good shot off the back. Patel maybe not giving him enough respect. Might have just had to push out a little bit further on him.
Nice goal for Tony off of the Woodvine shuffle.
Well, him and Dave Brooks are the most prolific boy-boy partnership in the league, and a lot of that credit kind of goes or is given to Dave Brooks, but Tony has played his share in all those seasons and all the championships that they won. I think a lot of people are delighted to see him back. Even though he's almost 40, he's looking great, and Palfreyman takes a good shot. Marcus Ty does well against Fitzgerald.
Yeah, great hustle from Ty.
Oh, there's Palfreyman, that turn that he's got, and now the step out and the one-handed roll, and Don Brooks had to be brave against Ty, and he was. This is an interesting matchup at the post, Brooks against Bedford. Well, Brooks comes out. Not sure he wants to take Bedford in there, but now he's coming in to feed, and I'm not quite seeing the structure of Trojans just at the moment. Afolabi does get a shot up, and it's Woodvine, well, he was hoping to get it, but Shannon Jones drops and easily picks it up. And Don Brooks, he's right out on Blake Palfreman. It was quite nice from Rachel Turner. Maybe the timing wasn't exactly the best.
It's odd because Neela Brennan's given Rachel Turner an awful lot of space. I know she's fast, but she can shoot from the outside as well. So, you know, for me, Beck down that end really needs to be looking to get Rachel shooting a bit more.
Woodvine, off the back of a nice shot before, chances his arm again. It was a decent one, well picked up by Brooks. Hannah Noel holds it in the post. Now Heather Afolabi. Wow, she did well in short distance to get round Kenzie Baldock, and Beck have won themselves a free pass. Sorry, Trojans have won themselves a free pass, which Dave Brooks will take. Tony Woodvine knows exactly where to put this on his hands, and he stretches it out, and it's a good shot, but it's easy for Bedford.
Good communication at the post from the boys, Trojans boys.
And yeah, rebound not really established for either team at the moment.
No, certainly a lot of one-shot attacks. Very low scoring, actually, considering we've had almost half of the first half.
Yeah, I was thinking that we probably said it for a few games that ended up with 60 goals with these two teams, because when it does come alive, it will come alive, and it will blaze brightly. Palfreman taking his turn at the post, allowing Ty to shoot from the outside, and Palfreman to attempt a cheeky shot where he hadn't really worked hard enough against Don Brooks and gets penalised. Woodvine again off a kind of static, flat attack from Trojans that didn't look particularly dangerous. This Rachel Turner, it was a good step up from Palfreman and ends up with Ashley Warner.
Good pressure from Jones on the feed against Lowell.
I was going to say, she didn't give her a sniff of it, and that's good pressure on the outside from Kenzie Baldock. Tight in at the post. Warner to Turner.
Yeah, that's
she
the
drives.
Move. Like I say, you really want to be looking at Rachel Turner. I mean, her attacking prowess is really impressive. I thought she'd tweaked her ankle there, but she did well to maintain her balance.
And Neela Brennan stooping down to cut off the ball going to Rachel Turner. Dave Brooks to Tony Woodvine. Hannah Lowell does find a post position, but both girls are switched on to Heather Afolabi. Trojans couldn't quite capitalise. All looks a little bit scrappy, but now Brooks has got Bedford in the air. He does get the feed. Now he flips it out to Tony Woodvine. Oh, it would have been a wonderful goal. But Brooks never gave up on it. Gets it back. Girls on the inside. And Patel not following Brooks out.
I mean, Woodvine and Brooks, it's not going in, but I mean, they are putting on a masterclass of how you read each other and just know where somebody else is going to be and where they want the ball, and it's fantastic to watch. If this is the last time that we're going to see it, I mean... And
a fantastic bounce pass from the outside from Marcus Ty into Blake Palfreman. He drew the penalty, but strong enough to convert it as well. Tom Brooks against Blake Palfreman. Oh, he's got some moves, but Palfreman's got the line.
Really impressive from Palfreman, how he squeezed himself into that gap.
And I thought Brooks had beaten him,
yeah.
But then suddenly Palfreman's gone sideways on his back. Shannon Jones offering herself at the feed, but no, it's going to be Kenzie Baldock dropping it down from the outside, stretching Beck's lead to 3.
I love that from Kenzie. You know, she's not somebody that we always typically talk about in terms of her goals, but just saying, oh no, Heather, you're not coming out close to me. Fine, I'm going to shoot and I'm going to score.
Which is you got to do. You got to punish the weakness or the tactical moves. And Neela Goodridge kind of found herself that she'd beaten Ashley Warner, but ended up with nowhere to go.
High feed from Bedford.
Oh, fantastic.
Great drive from Jones.
Oh, what a shame. She just kind of slept on it. And then that first step, she was through. Warning signs for Trojans, really, that some of this attacking coming on from BEC. And only 3 goals from them in 17 minutes is a little bit unusual. They will play themselves into this game. Neela Brennan, good switch from the BEC girls, but it ended up with allowing Amy Turner to come in and take a running in shot.
Yeah, really clever from the Trojans girls, engineering that situation so that the BEC girls were forced to switch, and then Amy Turner just driving at her sister.
Shot from Bedford doesn't go. Apologises to his teammates.
Early feed from Trojans, looking to set up, run the block, get Fitzgerald into the post, but Brooks is already there.
And they're not seeing each other because they've got the two boys in, and now they both come out, and Palferman holds him out. That's
really
not great.
Clinical defence from BEC.
Yeah,
not allowing them to do any position.
But I think one of the things that Trojans have been great with over the years is their vision of their teammates, and you've got two boys at the post there not seeing each other, a little bit unusual. George Fitzgerald, the relatively new boy to the Trojans team. Baldock looks for Bedford and doesn't find him.
Yeah, not the right pass. She'd already turned the wrong way for the direction that Bedford was travelling in, and then tries to force it through Afolabi's hands. Again, same again.
Amy Turner, that wonderful step.
Trojans engineering that switch at the girls, and they're just not reading it well enough at the moment.
Gone overhand, doesn't go. Okay, Baldock into Bedford.
Looking for Jones, yeah, she's always going to drive back in.
Oh, I tell you, wonderful timing on the feed, but the drive from Jones and the finish were just spectacular.
I mean, that is just too easy from BEC. Trojans have got to stop that. You can't let the BEC have the feed, and then you've got to call that. Dave Brooks has got to call that. If he is going to let Joe, I mean, I appreciate Joe's driving in at pace, but if he's going to let him have that feed, he's got to be calling to, I think it was Lawal who got run, that Shannon's coming through.
But it's like it's coming out of nothing. She's just, like slow, bang, one step, and she's beaten her. And you think the boys need to be a bit like at both ends, or like all 4 divisions. The girls are running around, they're running rampant. They're not always scoring the running in shots, but it's setting up danger. And we have got a really interesting game at the moment. The timeout is called by Trojans.
And that's the modern game. I mean, driving in from everywhere at any point. It used to very much be that, you'd take your time and you'd get your post and you get that set up first, and then you'd go and run a block and do 2-2. And the game just isn't like that anymore. And we saw it earlier, in the Kingfisher Nomads game earlier today. Kingfisher very much playing a more dynamic style. Nomads a much more kind of rigid 2-2 structure. And that works occasionally well for them because they have the height to do it. And it's not that BEC or Trojans can't do that, but both teams are just so dynamic, and that's where they get their goals.
Well, BEC shooting 26% against Trojans disappointing 12.5%. There's the tale of the first half so far. Still 10 minutes to go. Trojans will settle and they will steady themselves down a little bit. Will be disappointed in their shooting, but...
Well, despite the golf in shooting percentages, I mean, it's still only 7-3. It's certainly not outside of the range that Trojans can come back from.
Oh, Jess, don't make me talk about Trojans comebacks again, please.
Not yet. We've got at least another half before we start thinking about...
Joe Bedford, I think, in a slightly better position than Dave Brooks, and maybe just used his strength, and in the end Brooks had to foul to get his fingers on it. Palferman, a little bit quiet by his dad as Marcus Ty used the space that Palferman had created with his driving and dropped it down. Very slick shot, and that Trojan division have come together for a little bit of a talk. They're looking like they're getting at each other a little bit. Lawal to Afolabi. Woodvine might have wanted a shot out of that, but he didn't quite get their handle on it. And that's a little bit naughty coming over the top from Shannon Jones on Lawal, and I think worthy of a free pass rather than a restart, and good to see a little shake of the hands between the girls. Dave Brooks, Afolabi, Dave Brooks, smooth goal. Trojans on the way back.
Yeah, it's this division of Trojans when they get back into attack. It's that division that I think has been struggling of the two. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide they're going to set up and how they're going to attack.
Beck a little bit static, trying to set up a 2-2 situation. Baldock puts a nice one up from the outside, follows it in, and a running in shot. Not sure what Heather Afolabi just switched off, thought the danger had gone, and with Kenzie Baldock, it never goes away.
Yeah, that's exactly it. She'd taken the earlier shot and she thought she'd done her job, realising that she wasn't going into the post to collect, but Jo Bedford just squeezing that ball through. Great goal from Don Brooks.
And Don Brooks, I think, top scorer for Trojans this year, showing why. Part of a stable of Brooks brothers that have been just wonderful shooters. And he's got the difficult job of defending Palferman, and so far he's doing a good job, following him out a good distance, getting hands in the way, and he's forced to travel out of Palferman.
Yeah, great pressure from Don Brooks. I mean, obviously we should mention that we're missing Sam Brooks from the final. Achilles rupture, I believe, earlier in the season, about halfway through the season, which is obviously such a massive shame, and I'm sure everyone extends their well wishes to Sam and hope he recovers. I know he's had surgery already, but still on the route to recovery. So
he is on the bench, but he's wearing a boot, cheering his team on. And in the meantime, that was a sloppy attack from Trojans down there. Not at their best at the moment. No, their best is spectacularly high, and they can get there from here, but really 5 goals. They'll be going to be disappointed in that. I'm disappointed in that because I want to see some more, but I'm never going to write them off. Just never going to write them off.
We've made that mistake far too many times in the past.
Too many times. Palferman with his long arms and a good stretch.
Great ball.
To Rachel Turner.
Great vision from Palferman to see that Turner had space on the outside.
And good read from Amy Turner coming in to get the collection for Trojans. Oh, Marcus Ty. Oh, and he wasn't able to punish Dom Brooks for his sloppiness. I'd like to see how to get the ball going through Dave's hands, his vision and the speed of passing. Yeah, they're just trying to get a bit more movement, a lot of, especially ball movement. The Afolabi shot maybe come a second or two too late because everybody had then stopped.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. She, you could see that she was never going to shoot the first shot, and then she set herself and went, "Oh, I could shoot," and by then the defender's already back in your face.
Palferman, nice turn. Marcus Ty looking quite frisky, chasing the ball down all over the court. George Fitzgerald giving him a lot of attention on the outside. Rachel Turner against Amy Turner. This is the matchup we wanted to see. Marcus Ty gets Fitzgerald in the air. Oh, fantastic, Marcus Ty. Absolutely wonderful. Points to the crowd. That is great Korfball. It just got George Fitzgerald in the air and then managed to go round and converted a running in shot that it was just, wonderful to see. Dave Brooks off the back, shooting well. And in the meantime, Trojans get one back. Shannon Jones.
Good hustle from Shannon Jones. Jo Bedford from his corner. Oh, comes up short.
Oh, and
well picked up by Patel, though.
Patel was in position. I think Dave Brooks just did enough to nudge him from the back. Bedford managed to get a little scoop shot, but it won't go. Still scrappy.
Yeah.
But Becca retaining it.
They're lucky they are retaining it because it is very scrappy, like you say. I mean, they're just forcing every opportunity now. They're not able to punish Trojans, though. This is better, a bit more controlled, a bit more clinical with what they're trying to set up.
Shannon Jones just positioning her player. Ball dark to Patel. It's nice. Patel stretches it out nicely, and Bedford has to fight with Woodvine, and it ends up going to Dave Brooks.
Trojans aren't going away. Turner to Brennan. Looking for Brooks, but Ty covers the feed. Brennan on the outside.
Nice from Brennan.
Great goal.
Fantastic. But it's a really nice position and timing of the feed from Amy Turner as well. She knew exactly where Brennan wanted the ball, gave it to her.
They play so well together, so well together.
And I think I see Caitlin Fitzgerald warming up. Beck go close.
That'll be interesting because I'm not sure where she's going to come on. Like, you know, you wouldn't take any of these Trojans girls off, but it'll be really interesting to see where they think that she can add.
And Baldock unable to pull that one down as it bounced off the front from the shot from Bedford. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, all the girls seem to be playing pretty well at the moment. Obviously, he's got a tactical idea that he's got in mind. Oh, that's great for Amy Turner. But doesn't quite get it through to Fitzgerald.
No, Ty's reading that all day long. Every feed he's just picking off.
Ty's all over the court at the moment. Baldock, nice and well read by Bedford. And good combination at the front. Bedford takes a decent shot and Beck just a little bit flat on that attack, I think. Brennan to Fitzgerald. It's going to give Amy Turner a chance to run it against Rachel Turner. Now there's Brennan, but it's Amy Turner who's got the space.
That was better defensively from the Beck girls.
And good work from George Fitzgerald around the post. And Brennan, that's a nice shot.
It is. It's under a lot of pressure from Warner.
But just the way that she addressed the ball and the extension that she put on, and it is going to be Caitlin Fitzgerald coming off for Heather Afolabi.
Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if Heather's just going to take a breather and then we'll come back on.
No, looks like pretty much sitting down at the moment. I would expect her to still be an option in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, Palferman.
Good pressure from Brooks.
Yeah, he's doing well, Brooks. And then Palferman almost makes a fool of him as he steps around him. But he's out there doing one. You know, you need to stop Blake's outside shot. And he's just making it difficult for Blake to find his rhythm out there. So that's good work from Don Brooks. There's Caitlin Fitzgerald into the action with a nice pass to Dave Brooks. Well, he needs more like John Denton, Gary Brooks, Trojans coach. He needs more out of his division with Tony and Dave, and he's not getting it, so he just has to make a change.
No, I mean, that's really clever there from Dave Brooks. He's under so much pressure from Joe Bedford. He had no option. There was no one that he could pass to, and yet he knew that Joe was going to contact him, so just bounce the ball and he draws the free pass.
And Tony Woodbine. So Dave Brooks tried to pass it to Caitlin Fitzgerald. Joe Bedford actually intercepted and tipped it back to Dave, who felt Patel coming up to him and flipped it out to Tony Woodbine. That's a classic Tony and Dave goal. And
well, 10-9.
I'm going to say suddenly they're back to winning one goal.
Yeah, I blinked and Trojans are back.
And that's what they do, Jess. You know as well as I do that you can't take your eye off them for a second. I don't think Beck have done pretty bad. Or maybe we might pull out a couple of defensive moves that haven't quite worked out. But Beck is still playing well. Marcus Ty is having a great day. Look at that. And look at the celebration from Rachel Turner for an assist. She knows that she's done a great thing there. But that step from Marcus Ty was fantastic. And he converts.
Yeah, he's a player that's really come into his own the last 3-4 seasons. Really stepped up, made a huge step up when he came into this kind of first team squad. He was kind of a fringe player. Certainly, you know, when you talk about the other boys, they are England's national starting players. And yet Marcus is really putting his stamp on this game.
Well, if you want to improve, you've got to play with better players. And I think Marcus Ty always had the talent, and now he's just had the opportunity to come into it. Now, the Beck shooting percentage is now at 28%, and Trojans has doubled up to 25%. They're finally getting going. 2 minutes to go in the first half.
So much of this match between these two teams is about the psychology. I mean, it's so much in the players' heads. I mean, they're you know, every single player on that pitch is incredibly talented. They could all score goals against each other. You know, there's so much that comes down to the psychological battle. And at what point do you worry that Beck, you know, being the favourites for the first time ever, but then Trojans just won't go away? At what point do you think, is it going to happen again? You know, can they just carry on?
Well, I've seen, and you've seen, every one of these Beck players cry real tears from games where they thought they've had it won and they haven't had it won. And they're looking mentally strong. I don't think they're going to, like Joyce Fitzgerald somehow squeezes around Palferman and then gets it from Amy Turner. I don't think they're going to show any complacency at all. They know that it's going to come to 60 minutes and maybe more, Jess. If we're lucky, they might bless us with another goal-to-goal. Great combination between Patel and Bedford, but it's going to take Shannon Jones to chase it down. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the BEC players before the game, and they were all saying how much confidence they drew from that very last game of the season where they beat Trojans quite comfortably. But that was a good 6 weeks ago, and since then, all they've had is obviously they've been training hard, but they've had one playoff game against Nomads, and they won that comfortably. Trojans, had their playoff game against Kingfisher and actually only won by 1 goal in the end, so that was an incredibly close game. But it does seem as if, that preparation, the Trojans can always just turn it on and go, can't they?
That's good defending from Ashley Warner, and then George Fitzgerald got it snatched at one. I think the shot clock was ticking down just a little bit.
Last 30 seconds of the half then.
Decent shot from Patel. Great pull down from Baldock. Going to give Patel another chance. He's round.
That's too easy.
And he just doesn't convert it. But it's going to give Bedford the chance for the glory goal at the end of the half. Now there's still 14 seconds. All right, who have we got? Okay, I'm looking at Amy Turner.
Yep.
Okay, give it back to Amy, and then it goes to George.
Okay. I don't think they're aware that there's 2 seconds of the real game clock left.
There we go. Oh, to Neela Brennan.
Yes.
Oh, the buzzer beater at the end of the first half to bring them back to within, to bring it back level. Just look at that. We're back where we started. Can that be right? Wow. Talk us through the game. So, BEC looked like they were dominating, didn't they, weren't they?
Really, really dominant for the first, what was it, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, and
a long time.
And then we blinked.
We blinked. We were happily talking.
And then suddenly Trojans, another goal. But they're not quite playing well yet. And then another goal from Trojans. They're not quite playing well yet. And suddenly they're back in the game. It's level. Come back in 10 minutes' time. This is the final of England Korfball 2024. See you soon. And we're back with the second half of England Korfball Final 2024. The climax of the season that sees the two best teams in England over the last 10 years, but certainly this year. And they've come together in a match where BEC looking like they were going to dominate early on, but Trojans do what the Trojans do. My name's Tom Brady. I'm with Jess Davis. We were a bit worried there, Jess, for a while that Trojans hadn't really turned up and going to show the skill that we know that they can do. But they've just come back in the game and now we're level.
I don't know why we do this to them every year, Tom. We doubt them, we put them down and say, oh, they can't do it this year. And then they go and score 11 goals in the half and draw the game at half time.
Marcus Ty having a great game so far. Would nice if that had a guard, but it doesn't matter because Blake Parfin just out-muscles Don Brooks. Scores a nice one, re-establishes the BEC lead.
Perfect start for BEC.
Okay, Woodvine to Brooks. Nice turn from Brooks. Caitlin Fitzgerald, wonderful against Kenzie Baldock as well. She took the position away from her and scored under pressure from Kenzie's arm, I think, as well. Great answer from Trojans. Bedford and Patel on the outside. Shannon Jones holding the ball patiently. Nice ball out to Bedford. Good shot, well picked up by Baldock. BEC playing to their strengths and Patel finds himself around somehow. Brooks has a look at the ref, but I think the feed for Baldock was good and somehow Patel found himself round, scored a good goal. We've had 3 attacks in the first half, well now that's 4 attacks and in the second half and 3 goals. Now Baldock goes in to play that post position against Caitlin Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald probably brought on to maybe try and handle the great collecting power of Kenzie Baldock. But there's Caitlin Fitzgerald showing shoving power against Shannon Jones, somehow getting away with it as Joe Bedford drops one down and gives a 2-handed salute.
Drops one down, but only with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. I mean, under immense pressure, just go, yeah, I'll shoot this.
He looked pretty calm when he did it.
2-goal lead for BEC then.
Nice turn from Brooks. Woodvine trying to float one onto him. He doesn't need to do anything extravagant. Give the ball to Dave Brooks in attack. Now, Dave looked a little bit relieved to score that. In his last game, I will be counting down some of his stats by the time he leaves the pitch. Maybe we can just throw a few in there now. Over 500 matches for Trojans, 1,500 goals, 20 years. He's played in the league. In the meantime, Rachel Turner sets it up and doesn't quite get it back or can't handle it back. Marcus Ty having a fantastic game. He's all over the pitch and Rachel Turner tries to turn that into something. Marcus Ty having a word with the referee. Not quite sure what it's about, but Chris West, the referee, not having anything of it.
No, Chris West, Steve Jones doing a great job, as usual, of refereeing the final.
Woodvine. Hannah Lowell. Oh, that's a high feed from Woodvine, but it's ended up with Caitlin Fitzgerald now. Dave Brooks, shot clock pressure, only 3 seconds. We have to do something, and it's going to be Patel that's going to clean that up. Big roll from the BEC bench. Ashley Warner into Palferman.
Oh.
Oh, wonderful. And Rachel Turner somehow found her way around Neela Brennan when all eyes were on Ashley Warner.
Yeah, I was just thinking Ashley Warner was free, she didn't get the ball, but then nope. Give it to Rachel Turner instead.
Oh, nice into Fitzgerald, and he does score. Oh, fantastic, great goal. Ball coming in from Neela Brennan, one of the best passers in the game. Great vision. Wonderful finish from George Fitzgerald. Oh, it's a hot start to the second half. Patel.
Nothing there. Back to Jones.
But he's working well with Jones, and Jones a little bit flat on the shot. Didn't quite get hold of it.
I think Bedford was expecting the ball off the back, so he wasn't there for her when she needed the feed.
Dominic Brooks. That's a good shot. George Fitzgerald does well. Turner will hold it, look for Brennan. And even Dob Brooks is pointing to Brennan. And she quite rightly holds it and looks for the space, and she finds Amy Turner at the back, and Blake Palferman does well.
Yeah, really good communication from Ashley Warner as well. I could just hear her screaming, Rachel, 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 letting her know that she's there. The ball's coming out to Neela.
That's a shove in the back from Tony Woodvine on Joe Bedford, which will give Bedford a chance from the free pass line. Kenzie Baldock setting to serve him from the side, gives him to him in the right place, and Bedford takes a great shot. Oh, I'm loving his celebration every time. They're taking nothing for granted.
That's Joe's 4th goal of the game.
Woodvine gives it off to Lowell, and now it's going to be David Brooks on the outside. Look, this is the time of the game when they all just either instinctively know, maybe they have to be told, but I don't think so, that it's going to be Dave Brooks that's going to win this game for them.
That's a big call, Tom. That is a big call at this stage of the game.
Wow, he served us well in the past, and Ty almost falling over on the attack. It just end up getting the ball back on the outside, and Palferman stands and delivers a great shot, but Ty once again does well. And he tried the behind the back bounce to Palferman, didn't quite work out. And there's Palferman again. That's a great shot. That's good attacking from Beck. The possession is good. They're finding each other in spaces, and the finish from Palferman was just classic Blake Palferman. I think I see Billy Ashby warming up.
Yeah.
Where do you think he's coming on, Jess?
That is a really tough one to call. I mean, I think typically he plays with Joe Bedford, so I wonder if he might be making, Dav Patel might be making way for him. I don't see him coming on down the other end.
As Tony Woodvine kind of manufactures a shot, but the Trojans don't collect it. The collection hasn't been great from either teams. Well, the offensive collection, the defensive collection has dominated, let's say.
Palferman could have shot himself. But
to Rachel Turner, Marcus Ty pounces on it to Palferman. Ashley Warner just comes up short, but Palferman did just enough to get it to Rachel Turner. Now Ashley Warner drives again, and Rachel Turner stands and delivers from the outside, and that one wasn't quite as dangerous as some of the other attacks, but the structure was there, and the retention, they seem to be winning a lot of ball.
Yeah, clever work from Ashley Warner, driving in, drawing both Trojans defenders, leaving Rachel Turner free to shoot from the outside.
Woodvine worked hard to get that feed and ended up putting Caitlin Fitzgerald in a decent position. She shoots short. Rachel Turner into Marcus Ty to Rachel Turner against Amy Turner, and it's called a free pass, and Amy's gone down pretty hard. Looks like an elbow might have caught the ground. Like, she is very tough, and so that looks like that could be serious.
Yeah, that really could be nasty. Amy Turner can take a hit, so that.
Yeah, no, look at it. Look, we've seen a good dad Betty type. She always kind of gets up, and her sister giving her a little bit of sisterly love after. I mean, I've got the feeling that Amy was in the wrong there. Well, the referee certainly thought so, because he gave a free pass in the direction of Rachel, but it was a close call.
Not that we'd ever want to see anybody leave the pitch, but you really don't want to see Amy Turner coming off. She's given so much to the game, so much to this team. She means a lot to them. Well,
yes, it is a sort of injury that could sway the direction of the game, and Beck back in, they've re-established their lead. It's back up to 3 at the moment.
I mean, the Trojans have got players on the bench. I mean, they have got Heather Othalabi, who's only just come off. Catherine Brooks is on the bench. I believe she hasn't been well recently, so I think that's partially why she's not been playing. It looks, I mean, she's okay, but whether she's going to be able enough to carry on, I don't know, because you can't not use an elbow.
So sometimes this affects the game, and you never quite know who it is going to benefit, but it is giving all the players a little bit of a chance to have a breather. Wow, this half started hot. And both teams now shooting 28%. The first half, really, Trojans, if they kind of played a little bit better in their first 10 minutes, you might think, okay, they might be close. Okay, let's look at Gaby Turner. It's going to be right. She's just going to fix her hair, but she gave the little handshake to her sister. And Neela Brennan's having a bit of a laugh about it, so hopefully it's not so serious. Ashley Warner's just come over just to check she's okay. Great to see the love between the players.
Yeah, these players know each other so well. I mean, a lot of them, friends off the court as well as on the pitch.
And a generous round of applause from a very appreciative full crowd here at UEA. Rachel Turner getting it back from Palferman, who's going to come under pressure from George Fitzgerald. Ashley Warner left all alone as the girls double team. Okay, Amy, look, she didn't like that.
No.
She hurt the elbow as she went for the block there. And she is carrying it just a little bit. Hopefully just give it a minute or two and she might be okay. Not such a massive factor when you're in defence.
No, and it is her left arm, so
yeah.
I mean, and she's right-handed. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she is when she gets into attack, whether she can put shots up and feels free to do that.
Okay, in the meantime, that's Hannah Lowell to Dave Brooks. Tony Woodvine trying to just edge Patel out a little bit at the post. Now to Brooks to Caitlin Fitzgerald. And Woodvine didn't have much chance then against Patel. Rachel Turner, fantastic. Oh, that's a wonderful move. Pull the ball into the right hand. Pulled it across her body into the left hand. Timing of the feed was great. Wow, she's going to start finishing a few more of those and it'll be curtains for Trojans.
Yeah, but it's really clever play from Beck. I mean, psychologically, even if Amy is fine, the fact that Rachel at the moment has got the better of Neela, forcing Amy to have to come and cover isn't what she wants to be doing right now. So it's clever play to focus on the girls at the moment.
It was a nice little move from Woodvine and didn't quite get the ball back where he wanted it. Now Palferman does the turn. Oh, he gets the one-handed roll coming up. George Fitzgerald does enough to put him off as he tries to track him down at the post.
Looks as if we've got Tiggy Warner warming up in the distance for Trojan, so it could well be that she'll be coming on for Amy Turner.
Oh, God, wow. And Shannon Jones with the hands behind the back to perhaps try and convince the referee, like, what, me, ref? And Stonewall penalty. Hannah Lowell's going to take it. Are we going to have time for that substitution? Yes, not quite, or it's not ready yet, or it's not going to happen yet. Hannah Lowell, big penalty. Bang, drops it down. Brings them back to 2, 20 minutes to go. This is going to go the distance.
No, Tiggy Warner's sitting down again, so I wonder if... I mean, Amy's going into attack, so I suppose maybe they're just going to see whether she feels that she is able to move freely and shoot as she would.
Joe Bedford. Howie bounce is well cleaned up by Patel. Nice win of the 2-2 to Shannon Jones. To Kenzie Baldock, turns on it. And it drops too short for Patel to do anything with it. He has a word with Steve Jones and a little accidental bump as the referee comes through. Brennan holds it and Don Brooks, he does eventually find way around Marcus Ty, gives it to George Fitzgerald. Nice turn from Neela Brennan. Nice. Fantastic turn from Neela Brennan. And you can see like Rachel Turner disappointed in herself for the defending, but that was a pretty sweet turn from Neela. Didn't show any indication to shoot. Shannon Jones.
That goal from Neela brings Trojans to within 1.
Patel. And Bedford trying to make a running in shot within 2 meters and was a bit ambitious. Lots of attention given to Don Brooks by Marcus Ty, and he forces Don Brooks out past the range where he really wants to go, and now again he's really pushing him out, looking very fit.
Oh no, Amy Turner's not all right. Every time she's catching the ball, she's wincing. It's not good.
Okay, is she looking over at the bench?
I think she is. Yeah, she is walking that way. I think she's going to have a word. Yeah, she's definitely gesturing to that elbow.
Okay, so she's going to go off next whistle. Looks like, is that Rob Williams up and running around as well?
I think he's looking for some magic tape, magic spray, something to...
Oh, Neela Brennan, fantastic. Well recovered from Ashley Warner. As George Fitzgerald took up a good position at the post to try and support Neela. Jo Bedford. Hannah Lowell cleans up inside. Trojans get a chance to bring it back level. Neela Brennan from range. Okay, she's going to get some spray and some attention, so maybe they are going to keep her on. Patel. Not a great attack. Oh, look at the pain on
She's in a lot of
Amy
pain.
Turner as she catches that ball. John Brooks. I don't think you can leave her on, but
No.
okay, look, if she can take the pain and doesn't want to come off, well then it's a decision for the coach, but she's giving herself every chance to maybe try and get better, but it obviously was quite a difficult thing. And it's at Shannon Jones.
Yeah, meanwhile, a nice goal from Shannon Jones. Extends Beck's lead to 2.
Okay, well, Amy Turner's staying out there, so we'll stop talking about it until Trojans make a decision. If she thinks she's good enough to stay on, then she will. Nice ball from Tony to Dave Brooks, who steps out on her shot. Caitlin Fitzgerald fights Tony Woodvine. Now Dave Brooks again under pressure from Jo Bedford. He snatched at that one a little bit. That wasn't his best shot. Hannah Lowell somehow gets round. It was cutting. Yeah, it looked like cutting. Kenzie Baldock had to give up under threat.
I think Woodvine's got an elbow to the eye. So we'll just check that he's okay. He's all right.
Yeah, okay.
Whack the ice back on there. That'll do it.
Yeah, I thought she was going to bring the spray out and spray him in the eye or something. It's been a clean game, hasn't it? But this happens at this level.
Bree Ashby still warming up for Beck.
Well, it'd be interesting to, the next sub or two could change the game and be the difference between a coach being a genius and throwing the game away. Sometimes that's the way it's perceived. But we've got all these subs. He has got some depth in these players. He's obviously got his 4 boys on out there that he wants to play. Nice step up from Rachel Turner. Blake Palferman draws the defenders, and Marcus Ty takes a good shot, and George Fitzgerald does well against Palferman. Look, Trojans I think I'd like to see a bit more movement out of them.
Ooh.
Shannon Jones taking some chances against Hannah Lowell. I'm thinking they're looking a little bit tired, but
Yeah.
maybe not. Yeah, I'd like to see more movement, more angles.
Good pressure from Brennan and Brooks.
Dave Brooks takes up the post. Tony Woodvine finds space to get his 2 feet on the floor, and Shannon Jones beats Caitlin Fitzgerald to it.
I don't know if Caitlin Fitzgerald knew that Jones was there. She just seemed to let that bounce when she could have collected that.
Palferman.
Oh.
Nice. It wasn't clear what the structure at the post was. Found himself in time, in space, drops it down, stretches the lead to 3. Shannon Jones does well, but It's only a tip. Goes back to Trojans. Bedford, lots of pressure on Dave Brooks.
Yeah, Darvish Patel working really hard against Woodvine under the post.
And they're under shot clock pressure, and Dave Brooks, he does get round it. Kenzie Baldock comes in and takes the position, forces the charge. Well, it's brave from Kenzie Baldock getting in the way of the big man. Paid a little bit of the price for it. You can see as she picks herself up. Fair from both players. Look, Dave Brooks is just saying to the referee, he thought that she was maybe that she didn't have position.
Looks like we are seeing a substitution. Tiggy Warner's coming on, but they're gesturing down the other end. It looks as if Caitlin's coming off.
So maybe they
might be the
move
Caitlin. Yeah. Perhaps.
So who was she?
Yeah, it looks as if she's been told potentially she'll be coming back on for Amy, I would imagine.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see how that matchup changes with the girls down there. Could be quite interesting. In the meantime, Neela Brennan is sticking with Rachel Turner, who doesn't have much chance as that pass flies off the court. So it's going to be Shannon Jones against Tiggy Warner, Kenzie Baldock against Hannah Lowell, Tony Woodvine against Patel, dropping it down on the outside, casual shot, not much happening in the division.
Beck substitution, Billy Ashby,
is coming on for
Davish
Patel. Davish Patel, very popular player with Beck, getting a good ovation, and Billy Ashby, really very, very popular. And Amy Turner's not going. It's going to be. Was Amy trying to go off? But it's going to be Neela Brennan going off for Caitlin.
Wow.
She's having a word with Coach Gary Brooks.
Ooh.
Not quite happy about it. She's standing up.
Not happy about it. I don't blame her. Billy Ashby.
Nice shot that he's got on him. Let's see if Dave Brooks can get close enough to him. Strong foot movement. He's not going up very far, and Billy Ashby has two shots to sight his distance. Joe Bedford.
Great turn.
And like that drive.
I mean, Shannon must have called to him. I didn't hear it, but she must have done, because somehow he just knew to turn and she was there.
Because I think he fakes one side, must have heard her call as she comes in, and it was a great drive from her, and it's a fantastic penalty that she scored.
Considering it was quite a slow scoring start with Tom, and we've still got 12 minutes left, and there's already been 37 goals in the game. So,
and look, and 3 isn't even a big lead. You know, the rate that the game is going at the moment, it's really come alive. Oh, Caitlin Fitzgerald did the ankle breaker on Rachel Turner. Shot from Don Brooks, just kind of bounces out kindly for Beck. 2-2s with Kenzie Baldock on the outside.
Joe Bedford driving in against Woodvine.
And he
wants the decision, but he's not going to get it.
Billy Ashby, not under much pressure from Dave Brooks, who seems content to let him shoot from, let's say, the 6-7 metre mark. Maybe the 8 metres, and he's taking some good shots. Maybe sometimes you have to take some risk, and Dave Brooks seems to be content to allow those shots go up. Or maybe he just can't get out there on him. That's good defence from Ashley Warner.
And from Rachel Turner.
And from Rachel Turner, yeah, look at that. She just pulls it down. Just seeing the first signs of dispirited body language from Trojans.
Neela Brennan's back in the substitute box, so it looks as if she will be coming back in. Not at this time, but unless she's put herself in the substitute box.
I was going to say I wouldn't put it past me.
I'm
just going to stand here until you're ready to put me back on.
Tell me that I'm coming back.
And look, she is just standing in the box. I don't think there's been any substitute signal.
No. Oh, wait a minute. Gary's. Oh, no, still no. Billy Ashby. Well collected by Bedford.
Unless he's given the instruction that she'll come on and the next goal.
At a goal, yeah. Or a change of ends.
Billy Ashby, again, a lot of shots since he's come on, but virtually all of them retained.
Shannon Jones just telling them just to calm, just to take their time, which was clever.
That's good.
Good discipline from Jones. Oh, poor discipline from Baldock.
Because they're getting a little bit frantic and they're in danger of throwing it off
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean,
Yeah, and
there's still 10 minutes left. That's a long time.
There's Shannon Jones again. Calm down. It's not time wasting. It's just like, hey, let's just not get ahead of ourselves. Let's control the ball, play good korfball. Let's not throw it off. And Billy Ashby gives it up to Joe Bedford. Oh, that would have been painful. And it still could be painful for Trojans. Girls on the inside. Joe Bedford coming round.
Well
he gets
held.
Brooks going. Oh, that's fantastic. And
Loves
Joe Bedford.
Look at that celebration.
Fantastic drive. Looking like he's just not going to get the right angle.
Oh, so we were right. Brennan is now coming back in for Tiggy Warner.
And he slams on the anchors, and Joe Bedford scores a great goal and deserves a celebration.
So here you go. This is, sorry, Tom, this is your typical Trojans, well, your old school Trojans division of Woodvine, Brooks, Brennan, and Lowell.
And well, it worked. Even though it wasn't Neela that scored. Nice structure that they had.
Trojans 3 behind. Rachel Turner driving in against Fitzgerald. Good cover.
Ashley Warner. And Marcus Ty just a little bit over-enthusiastic. I mean, he might have had a claim to being there. And anyway, the ref's a lot closer than we are up here. Billy Ashby holds Woodvine out of the post. I've got a feeling Billy Ashby was going rebound defence there, and Dave Brooks didn't read it. Okay, girls on the inside. Ashley Warner driving mine, a bit cutting, but it's not.
Great drive from Ashley Warner.
Yeah, and a great finish, because we've seen a lot of great drives, not all of them finished. And I think all of BEC's starting 8 have scored now. Powerful intercepts well. And Dave Brooks still not going out on Billy Ashby. But Shannon Jones, nice shot. Well picked up by Bedford. Baldock's going to have to go in and take that collect by herself. Will they play a little bit of 3-1 on her? I don't think like Dave Brooks will allow that. Oh, beautiful ball. Fantastic ball back from Billy Ashby. Kenzie Baldock holding a position. Felt the weight of Neela Brennan coming in on her back. Earned a penalty, scored a penalty. That's fantastic from Kenzie, eh?
Really impressive.
It looks like Catherine Brooks is getting ready to come on.
I hate to say it, but surely it's got to be Fami Turner now. She's really struggling out there, bless her. She's got a young one at home, a 9-month-old, that she's going to have to pick up when she gets back. So, yeah, she needs to rest that elbow.
And a little bit unfortunate there as Caitlin Fitzgerald kicks the ball off the pitch. And now Amy Turner is going to go out.
Such a shame to see her going off in this fashion.
Universal applause. And
oh, bless her.
Look, she's faving her arm as she's going in for the hugs from the coaches. Well, anyway.
But what a player to bring on. I mean, Catherine Brooks,
I've got to
so
say,
experienced.
we got Catherine Brooks, who, well, some years was the most dangerous, has been the most dangerous girl. You say she hasn't been so well. Has she got 7.5 minutes in a plus potential overtime? Well, we'll see. Coming on in an attack, so she's going to get the first chance to have a run at Ashley Warner. That's a nice ball. Dominic Brooks, well picked up by George Fitzgerald. Catherine Brooks around for a nice, sensible feed, and it's going to be Caitlin, and nice from Dominic Brooks.
Great offload from Brooks.
Oh, yeah. Can't get it to go. Minutes counting down, and the lead is 5. Shannon Jones had a good game, been very aggressive from the outside. Driving in, Billy Ashby, he's going to score one of these seconds, but at the moment, it's not dropping for him.
Joe Bedford's doing really well to control that post against Tony Woodvine.
Well, with the clock ticking down, this is really a good tackle on back, and now Joe Bedford goes round, and I think, is that going against Neela? Neela Brennan, number 6. Who's the card? Is going for Tony?
Tony, push, I think, whilst Joe was in the air.
Okay, Tony's no stranger to cards. Anyway, Joe Bedford's not injured, so look, everybody's happy, and he'll be happy about having this penalty attempt coming up. I think top penalty scorer in the league this year. And another substitution.
Timeout, I think. Timeout called for Trojans.
Okay, timeout called for, and they need a timeout. They're 5 goals behind, about to go 6 goals behind. Still 6 minutes to go. They've done it from harder situations, Jess, haven't they?
We've said this before. I don't know how many times now, but we've said it before. 6 goals behind, 6 minutes to go.
But in a lot of those occasions, we kind of said, well, maybe part of that was BEC kind of crumbled under the pressure of this team that they've never beaten before coming back. But BEC have beaten them now. They've beaten them this season. Of course, they beat them in the last final. I can't see BEC crumbling here, Jess.
No, they've got that, that off their back now. They don't have to worry about the fact that, maybe it'll happen again. They've done it. They can prove that they can hold out. And 6 goals can be a comfortable margin. This Trojans team has seen a lot of turbulence, just losing Amy in the final alone, Sam being injured, they've had to bring Tony back in. But once again, if there's any team that you don't want to write off with 6 minutes to go, it is Trojans.
Joe Bedford, cool as a cucumber, tucks that one away, scores his 6th goal.
Yeah, good, really good game for Joe.
Okay, so it brings the Brooks, Woodvine, Brennan, Lowell division into attack. No need to hurry. Hurrying doesn't really help you too much in Korfball. Nice, strong setup, that helps. Good shooting from the outside, that helps. Neela Brennan.
I was just going to say, Brennan's going to feel a lot more confident attacking against somebody like Kenzie Baldock, who perhaps isn't quite as mobile as somebody like Rachel Turner.
That's her 5th goal. Oh, and that's George Fitzgerald mixing it up. Good courage as he dives through it. Rachel Turner not happy as she became a little bit of a collateral damage there from George's dive. I think John Denton was a little bit upset there, and Marcus Ty just shepherding his coach away. Well, Rachel's fine. Beck, go on. Got a full shot clock. As soon as the shot clock starts running down, shot clock has stopped. And now it starts again, anyway, after the reset.
Yeah, you can just hear Joe Bedford shouting from the other end, long attack, trying to make sure that they utilise as much of the clock as possible, which is something they did not do in that final, when was it, at the Copper Box?
In previous years, but that's what happens when you try and change your style to perhaps like eat the clock. You throw the ball off the pitch, and now Trojans have got it back. BEC are going to make them work to bring it out. And I think Trojans need to work a bit harder to bring it out a bit more quickly. This is a little bit slow from them. In the end, Hannah Lowell comes and gets it from the halfway line. Okay, Neela Brennan.
Yeah, miscommunication between Brooks and Brennan, which doesn't happen often.
Which doesn't happen often.
They know each other so well, but again, just expecting to do something different. Yeah, Marcus Ty just saying, no, don't pass me that ball. It's fine, hold it for a second. I'll give you the second option. So Warner shoots.
And it's a good shot. Marcus Ty had a good game, read it well, pounced on it. Rachel Turner, she's had a good game, and she drives. Catherine Brooks holds a good line, waits for the block to be run. George Fitzgerald won't follow Palferman around, he doesn't need to. And Rachel Turner's shot takes us down to the 4 minutes mark with 5-goal deficit Trojans have got. Kenzie Baldock applying a lot of pressure to Neela Brennan, but there's no feed there with Shannon Jones kind of filling the space. They do get a free pass. It's going to be Neela Brennan to take it. Double team from the girls. Brennan just held on and waited for a player to go past. The off-rhythm shot doesn't go. 3.5 minutes.
Turner wants the ball, but she's not getting it. Instead, it's going to Palpyman for the runner.
Fantastic ball for Marcus Ty on the outside. I think Trojans starting to take a little bit of risk. Beck, cool as can be, and Palpyman finishes off a lovely running in shot. And Caitlin Fitzgerald
defended cool from Rachel Turner.
Takes the long shot. Rachel Turner celebrating that with her teammates. Billy Ashby, who's played well since come on, hasn't dropped any of those shots, but he's brought some energy into this attack. And Joe Bedford shows one side, goes to the other, and Tony Woodbine perhaps just not quite on it today. 7th goal. Dominic Brooks hasn't really been able to dominate the game as he has other games during the season. Been defended well by Marcus Ty. And Kenzie Baldock to Shannon Jones. And I think they don't even need to worry about eating up any clock now. They can enjoy the next 2 minutes.
Well picked off by David Brooks. I mean, as you were saying earlier, this is his last game. A servant to Korfball, a servant to Trojans, certainly. England, massive player for England over the years. Good drive from Fitzgerald. Yep, scores the goal.
Fantastic from Fitzgerald. And so David Brooks stats, he has captained England Korfball. Played over 150 matches with Great Britain on the 19s, on the 21s, on the 23s and seniors. Over 500 goals for his country. Played in 4 World Championships, 3 World Games, 5 European Championships. I mean, how much Korfball can a man play and still drag him around? But I think it's all the titles that he's won here at Trojans. Trojans set a standard for how good Korfball can be, and they raised the standard of how good Korfball can be in this country. And it took a lot of years for other teams to catch on, but BEC have finally caught on now. And really, I'm thinking we could be seeing the beginning of a BEC dynasty here. Really, they're going to win it for the 2nd year in a row. They've deserved it. From the beginning of the game, they've pretty much been on top. They've played the better Korfball. They're playing exciting Korfball. They've been committed as Rachel Turner goes down and under, I was going to say pressure, but under a foul from Caitlin Fitzgerald. Just going to be a free pass. Trojans girls going to have to really double team this. Ashley Warner's going to stand on her own as Rachel Turner scores. Really a cherry on the top at the moment for what BEC are doing.
I mean, Rachel Turner, the scorer of the golden goal last year, to give BEC the title. I mean, great that she gets to potentially score the final goal of the game here today. I mean, yeah, she's had a great game. If
it is going to be the final goal, we have got 36 seconds left, and we're going to see Vargas coming on.
I wonder if that's going to be for Brooks.
Luis Vargas, and so Dave Brooks is finally going to take the flowers and just going to listen to this crowd. They love this man, as do we all, and I can't believe this is the last time that we're going to see him playing Korfball. He's gone out with a loss, but with his head held high. He has been the best player of his generation, and what a loss to Trojans that he's gone, what a loss to British Korfball that he's gone, and I hope that he stays and coaches, because his contribution to coaching Trojans over the last few years has been massive in terms of his influence and his voice, and I hope he sticks around and continues to improve the standard of British Korfball, because Trojans really, he was an integral part of the great things that they've done for the league. But today really belongs to BEC, and I'm pleased for them. 1 year you could call a flash in the pan, to come to the 2nd year and beat that. Luis Vargas, the substitute number 9, I think he's from the Dominican Republic. He's a lovely lad. Trojans really like him. Still young and fresh in the game. He's just giving Joe Bedford a little elbow in the head, and Marcus Ty really kind of liked his chances with that one if it had come through.
Well, they've given him the ball back, but he's playing the case for it should be a penalty, but we'll see out the last 15 seconds with BEC then.
And Palfreman
Encouraged to shoot.
Who's been a big part of the BEC success over the last couple of years. Well, it's, BEC have been successful for a few years. They just haven't been able to beat Trojans, and now they broke that last year, and now they've beaten them again in a fantastic final, 27-20. The scoreline really kind of doesn't really do justice to Trojans and the way that they fought through all of this. But Jess, this is BEC's game, isn't it? It's their moment in the glory line.
Yeah, and it's great to see, because like you said earlier, they could very easily have been a one-hit wonder, have done it one year, and then Trojans did come back into that game, as they always do. But BEC could have, felt that pressure, and they could have thrown it away. But great to see, and they've done it in such a style that really does solidify that. No, we are here to stay. We are the next, potentially, like you say, the next dynasty of England korfball. Who is going to step up and challenge them next? I mean, it feels as if maybe there might be a slight changing of the guard for Trojans at this point. I mean, we've said that maybe a couple of times before, but maybe this is it. So who's going to be that other team to kind of come up and challenge? Will it be Kingfisher? We saw them quite dominant earlier.
A couple of years ago, we might have said Tornadoes, but they've had a redistribution of players, and it's just natural. Players go to college, they move away, and some go play with other teams. So Tornadoes, I spoke to Corinne Buckland today, and they've still got some young players coming through, but they're not ready yet. They're going to be 14 or 15 next year. I think Trojans are still going to be a force, but losing and trying to fill the hole that Dave Brooks sits in is going to be difficult. Tony Woodbine is probably going to retire again. Sam Brooks, he's just about going to get himself together. So, yeah, Trojans got work to do, but Jess, we never write. That's the golden rule of our commentaries. We never write Trojans off.
Never. We never will.
And so thanks to everybody, all the organisers that come here every year and make this a wonderful event. Lol Moore, unfortunately, couldn't be here. Him and his wife Sally. Lol was just an operation. I understand he's going to be okay. So if you're listening, Lol, we missed you this year, and I hopefully see you back here next year. All the volunteers have been wonderful, and especially I want to tell you, Ross Carr-Taylor did a fantastic, as well as coaching and being an all-round nice guy. He borrowed all the equipment that we've used today and helped bring the stream to you. So my name's Tom Brady, been with Jess. Last word to Jess Davies.
Like you say, Tom, a brilliant day, fantastic spectacle for the sport, a lot of excitement, and we've seen a lot of young players coming through today, particularly when we were looking at the Bromley game earlier. That's fantastic. Great to see the experience of Trojans. England korfball's looking like an exciting place to be at the moment.
Okay, thank you. Good night.